The RV Show USA is brought to you by Flagstaff, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
I got to get something off my chest. So politicians have a saying, you probably heard it, if you're getting flack, that means that you are over the target. Well, apparently I must be getting over the target big time because I'm making a few folks angry. Why? Well, it's because some folks just don't want to hear the truth. It's actually a little bit deeper than that. They just don't want to. They just don't want to listen. I think that's it. They just don't want to listen. Why? It's because they already know everything, and there's nothing else they need to know. Now, that is a very dangerous place to be, and we've all been there. In fact, I think that most of us are in that place right now. We know what we know, and by God, that's good enough. That's where most of us spend most of our lives. Hey, I do it too, a lot. Let me give you an example. So I'm an old school kind of guy, still open doors for the ladies. I still say please and thank you, and I do my best to be polite and kind, especially to strangers. So I'm at the gas station one day, and walking towards the door to go inside. I see this older woman up in front of me. She's in her late 70s, I guess, and she's walking to the door at the same time, same door I am, but she's going really slow, like slow motion slow. I thought I'd jump up there and hold the door open for her, so I did. She walked through like she was in this daze or a trance. She looked at me, but nothing. I mean, no thank you, no smile, nothing. I guess that's okay. So I go and get in line to pay for my stuff, and this woman's just like in a trance walking around the store. And then she walks up, just kind of comes up into the line and cuts right in front of me. She's still in this trance. I'm like, what's the deal, lady? I mean, have you got no manners at all? You must be in outer space, right? So I said, excuse me. It was like she came instantly out of her trance. And she looked at me in the eye and she said, I am so sorry. And I'm standing there shaking my head as this old woman, selfish, ungrateful woman, who I guess just expected me to hold the door open for her and let her cut in line too. Funny thing, though, when she said, I am so sorry, she also said, I just learned my sister died. And I'm in shock. I was just with her. In like a second, an instant, I went from knowing what I knew to feeling something, knowing something that was completely different. And man, did I feel like a jerk. Let me tell you something. We all think we are pretty smart. We do. We all know what we know, but we don't know what we don't know. When I learned that lady's sister had just died, it changed the way I saw others who seemed to walk around in a trance. I wasn't quite so quick to judge them. The truth is, they could have had a family member die just like that little old lady did. Or, yeah, they could have just been an ungrateful jerk. They could be. When I say that we are opening the conversation, opening up a dialogue between the RV industry and consumers, it's a two-way dialogue. It's not a one-way lecture, not a sales pitch, not a shouting match. And I am not some straw man for an RV manufacturer either. For years, I have busted the chops of many in the RV industry. I have. And I made some really broad statements that were based on the information that I had at the time. But just like the little old lady whose sister had died, when I met good people in the RV industry, my thinking changed pretty quickly. And just like with the little old lady, I felt like a fool. But I didn't know any better. Finding honest people in the RV industry, and there are good, honest people in this industry, and listening to them has helped me see more, helped me know more than I ever knew before we began our conversation. Lately, there have been a very few people who are just plain ugly, ignorant. People who are calling our guests liars, accusing me of being their tool. If that's you, and you know if it is, if that's you, when did you learn everything? When did you learn everything you needed to learn about the RV industry? How'd you figure it all out anyway? How'd you do that? How many RV plants have you visited, toured? How many times have you sat down with anybody at the manufacturer level and listened to them? Not to some sales and marketing pitch, but actually listen to them. And then they listen to you. Oh, wait. You're one of those who already knows everything. I forgot. For anybody to say that everyone in the RV industry is a crook is as stupid and wrong as you thinking that you know everything. I'm not jumping on everybody's throat here. I promise, just a handful of know-it-all troublemakers who don't want to listen. You know what? They don't want you to listen either. That's why they're saying some of the negative things they're saying about me, about the industry, about this show. Don't listen to them. Keep an open mind. Use your sixth sense. You're not stupid. Use your brain. Open your mind. Question people. Hell, question me. So, yeah, we are definitely over the target. Now, here's another example. So last week, I did a shout-out to this guy that works over at Camping World, just saying hello, thanking him for being civil when we communicate back and forth. We don't agree very much, but we are civil. I was only thanking another human being for being classy instead of being a jerk. What happened? I get an email. This guy says, Camping World's got to be paying me. Another guy posted on one of our videos that I've been sued for a couple of $1 million by Camping World. So I'm forced to say nice things about them. By the way, neither one of those things are true. Going back to how I started this little rant, if catching flack means you are over your target, we must be right on top of it. And that is A-OK with me. So if I've made anybody angry, that was not my intent. If you have a question that you want to ask the manufacturer, I will get it to them. I promise I will. But please write down the exact words you want me to ask. Exactly. Or better yet, you can call, leave a voicemail message on our 24-hour voicemail. But if all you want to do is speak in broad terms and start calling people liars and thieves, all you're doing is looking like a fool. And, brother, I'm not going to let you look like a fool. Not on this show. By the way, I know a lot about looking like a fool. It never feels very good. I got a lot of experience with it. I surely looked like one at the gas station that day with that little old lady. But I'm so glad she helped me pull my head out and be a little bit less judgmental when I'm positive that I know everything, because all too often I do not. Hey, lots more to come here on the country's most listened to radio show about the RV lifestyle. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, steering you to the most honest people in the RV industry. Back with more, lots more, right after this.